All right, morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Let's hope everything goes well this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, the truck driver, the taxi driver, the long distance truck drivers. Shout out to my brother Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. That's Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Tell Troy SouFLoTV sent you and big up himself. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. That's a special person. Let me repeat that again. Let me repeat that again. Shout out to every single good hearted, clean hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Shout out to you. You can't want good for yourself and want bad for others. It just does not work that way. The universe does not work that way. All right? You ever hear them say, when you dig hole, make sure so you dig two? All right. Now, big up yourself and thank you for being here this morning, bright and early, people. We weren't here Monday, we weren't here Tuesday, we weren't here Wednesday. People have said, so flow, go on, welcome to Morning Thoughts. 3 mornings in a row. I couldn't let Thursday pass. So on this glorious Thursday morning, here I am. Let me shout out my first 10 people that came in this morning, and then we can get along with the show. So shout out to Laurel Newman. Thank you for being here. Clarice 1012, Mystic Lion, Shade Brand, Carrie Ann Jones, Tamara Brown Ford, Rosemary King, Charlene Foster, Chess K. Hutchinson, Stacey Ann Williams, Sexy Body Daya, Christopher Vybz Rum, Oswald Tate, Gary Walker, Steve Wright. Big up yourself and thank you for being here this morning. King Biggs, Yadaya Messiah, Natasha Powell, Jason M. Black men don't cheat. Thank you for being here this morning. Lulu Ridges, I appreciate you greatly. Charlene Foster, Sanika Science, and Fallon Carrington and Cynthia Gooding, and Joan White. All right. Anybody else I did not call, you know, would have to be here all morning just giving shout outs. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Morning Thoughts show with SouFLoTV. Listen, we have a couple of topics this morning. We're going to talk about Vybz Kartel's recent interview with Channel 5. I'm looking at my board with Channel 5's Lisa Evers. We're going to talk about no mask mandates. We're going to talk about U.S. leaving Afghanistan. And we're going to talk about the 205,000 doses of Pfizer vaccine that was accepted by Jamaica yesterday and what they are planning to do with it and how you feel about it. All right. Let's start off with, let's see. Which one should I start off with? Somebody give me a go. Where do I start? Start off about Kartel new interview, or let's talk about the no mask mandate. You have 5 seconds. Somebody says something, or I'm just gonna start somewhere. All right. Jamaica Barbie doll says, let's talk about Afghanistan. All right. So Joe Biden has decided, may I get to the Vybz Kartel interview? The Afghanistan one first, you know, and I gotta honor Jamaican Barbie doll because she responded quickly. All right, we'll get to the cartel thing. So the U.S. is pulling out of Afghanistan, right? As you all know, a service member myself, I am SouFLoTV U.S. Army Infantry Combat Veteran. Myself, I am, right? So I'm speaking from a place of been there, done that, been around certain people, know how they move, this kind of thing. Extensive periods around certain people. So I know how they move, study their behaviors and all that, them culture and everything. All right. There are a lot of people here who are saying that the U.S. is doing wicked. They should stay there for longer and all this other stuff. Do you know how long we've been there? Do you know how many service members lost their lives and to something that a lot of us see as unnecessary? Do you know how many are burnt out and are tired of these deployments? Do you know how hard it is to go away and you are gone for a whole year from home and you leave your young wife at home for a whole year and she only sees you for 2 weeks out of that whole year and you have to do that repeatedly? Do you know how rough that is? Every time you come home, your children are doing something different. For those of you who left children when they were just born, you come back, the child is already walking around. The child is, you know, you go again, you come back, the child is now speaking in sentences. When you left, the child was just babbling words. When you come back again, the child is looking at you like, I don't even really know you. That kind of stuff. So it's taken a toll on us as a people, right? And for those of us who are affected, I think that it is about time. It is about time. It's funny to see civilians who never served a day in uniform still want us to be there. Keep them there. Keep them there. It's messed up that y'all pulling out. Okay, keep them there. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been in a war situation, in a war-torn country, in a combat zone? Have you ever been on the ground, boots on the ground, front line? You would never want that for anybody, right? And it kills me because the most people that celebrate, usually our people, yes, my son joined the army, my son is in the military. And I'm saying to myself, like, let me be honest with you. When I joined the army off of a bet, not really a bet, but a dare, because there was a recruiter who also wore the blue cord, and I asked about it. And I noticed how he looked different from all the other recruiters, right? I asked about the blue cord, and he was like, this right here, you're not man enough to own this. This right, you're not man enough to earn this. This is for the thoroughbreds. This is for the, you know, the elite. This is for the wolves. This is for the, and I'm like, give me that. Sign me up for that. I was young, dumb, and didn't know what the hell I was getting into. Then they showed me some videos, and I thought, wow, that's cool. Jumping out of airplanes. You know, I saw the 4-man fire team running out the back of the vehicle, the Humvee, and the tracks, the tank. All these cool things they were doing, kicking off doors, doing little mount operations, and I'm like, I want that. I want to do that. So when I ended up there, I cursed everybody every person that said, good job, you changed your life, you're turning your life around, go for it. Me cuss the whole on. I cursed y'all so till. Me cuss my mother. Why you encourage me to do this? I curse every family member that encouraged me, every friend that said this was what I cuss the whole lot of. That's not no walk in the park kind of thing. And when I went in there, I realized that this is a job too that you volunteer to go into, but you can't volunteer to get out. So it wasn't like I got hired at McDonald's and I'm like, hot grease burned me. I quit. You weren't quitting going nowhere. You had a man in your face that was saying, you came in here a boy, you're going to leave a man, you're going to learn responsibility. This is what you do in your real life, isn't it? You run away from everything that gets hard. Well, guess what? You swore, you took an oath. You are going to honor that oath. When your time is up, you can leave. Until then, suck it the fuck up. I'm like, oh my God, I can't left. So I'm stuck with this. I mean, Brighton Goyed in a 4-year contract off the bat. At the time, they were offering 2-year contracts. I was like, 2 years, that's too short. 4 years, I'm sure this man said I could hang with the best of them. That time, fitting like young Billy, ready for the road. The things I've seen, the things I've done, the things I've seen others do, the carnage I've witnessed over the years, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Listen, that's a special calling, if you will. Okay, and many didn't make it back. And I know quite a few guys who left with big dreams. We're going to do this, and then we're going to pay off some college this, and then we're going to get the benefits, and we're going to go to school, get a degree, this, that, plotting their way through life constructively and never made it back. One of my good friends died on our first deployment. He was the first casualty on our first deployment. So if you can imagine saying bye to his wife and kids, and the families play together in the military. So your kids know my kids. We chill at your house, backyard party this weekend at your house, barbecue at Sergeant so-and-so's house this weekend, and we keep it tight. So you know his children, you know his woman, you know all that. You and him party it up before you left for the deployment. drink, smoke, you know what I mean, big cigars. We celebrating because we don't know if we're coming back, because we know we're going to war. And as soon as we get there, boom, he was the first person. IED explosion, vehicle gone. Him and the commander. All right, so shout out to Jason Ford, rest in peace. Jason from 118 Infantry, young black dude that was about life. And, you know, and he wasn't the only one. So these kind of things take a toll on us. We went there with the intention of, well, I know other people have their say. Oh, they went there for uranium. They went there for heroin. They went there for the poppy fields. They went there for oil. They went there for whatever the hell they went there for. I went there in uniform to do what I was instructed to do. And that was to help them to gain some form of democracy in their country and to stabilize their country a little bit and then get the hell out. In the meantime, we were helping to rebuild their infrastructure. We were helping to train their army that they were reassembling so that they can defend themselves. Yo, I'm on the firing line. We're teaching these guys how to fire a weapon correctly. I'm gonna watch a man do this. Downrange. Bah, bah, bah. Bah, bah, bah. Point the weapon down and fire. Bow! And there was a guy laying in the prone position right next to him, could have blew the man head off. He's firing downrange and turned the weapon to his mouth, to his face, to look down the barrel of it. And you're there as the instructor, right? So we've been there. We've done all that. We've helped as much as we can. It's time for us to go. And if you never served, then you have no say. So stop talking about keep them over there, keep them over there. The people them picking them want to come home. The people them want to come home. It's one of those jobs where you sign up for it. You know what you sign up for. You're at the needs of the army and you're going wherever they send you. Okay, we understand that. That's fine. This gone too far now. Time to come back home. And all the money and stuff that we're spending doing all that over there, it could be better spent here, especially now in a time like this. A lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people are having to work 2 jobs now because their first job had to adjust to our slim down company payroll, all kinds of other stuff going on. So people are trying to survive, right? Bring that money back over here and spend it over here and leave those people alone. They've been warring forever. And you see what happened? Look at what happened. We went there to get the Taliban out, right? I remember a decade ago when they said, the Taliban said that this game is not for, you know, a quick win war thing. We'll be here. This is going to be for the long run. We'll be here. We've always been here and we're going to be here. Look who just took over Afghanistan. The same people that we went intentionally to put out, right? Took over again and are back in power again. And elected officials had to run, leave their house, leave their everything, gone. That's to tell you. They're going to be there. It's like throwing a stone at the breeze. It's like literally picking up a handful of rock stones and just start throwing stones at the breeze. What is that? It's ineffective. So it's time to come home. That's what I say. All right. Benjamin says, yes, so strange. Ace A Spade says they will never understand till you hear those rounds coming towards them back in the corner and don't know if they're going to make it home. Boy, listen, they don't want to help themselves. They want the U.S. to stay there. And another thing, the video that you saw, yes, some people are running. There's a video out on social media. And I pointed out that if you watch the video, stop listening to like the news sensationalizes a lot of things. Slow the video down and watch the video for yourself. Okay, these people don't want us there. There might be a small fraction of these people that want us there. The majority of these people do not want us there. They will often ask you, has anybody invaded your country like this? Do they have tanks driving up and down your streets like this? Are they able to kick your house door in and run up in your house like this? This is our country. You guys are over here. You're invading us. They're not afraid to tell you. They don't want us there. Let us fight our own wars. They've been saying that for the longest. The video with the plane that was packed, the brother will let the plane go up and then him fall off and he, of course, he died. He must have been high or something. I don't know. But if you watch that video carefully, you will see that that was celebration. They were actually like willing the plane to go, right? There are people who want to escape, just like under any regime. Is a lot of people in Jamaica right now who want to come out. And if a plane land and they say as many of you could get on this as possible, this is your one chance to, trust me, that plane would not be enough. And we're talking about Jamaica. So over there, it's the same thing. And don't take these people's intelligence for nothing, like they're dummies. All these people know that you can't hop on the outside of a plane and fly to the US. Y'all gotta drop off in the sky somewhere. So they weren't jumping on that plane to go in the plane. They were jumping on that plane, pushing the plane, moving the plane, go on. If you slow the video down, you will see people waving to the camera like this, and they were smiling, and they were saying, oh, that's not somebody who's saying, help me, please, don't leave me. I can't stay here. Oh my God, you're going. Oh, I'm crying. There was not one tear shed in that crowd. All right. So I don't buy the narrative, and I know different. I know different. Them no one with it anyways. So time for us to go, man. Jubu says, from the Army USA train, didn't fight back. I knew something was off. Exactly. Omega Brown says they never did. America knew that this was a waste war. Afghanistan, historical fights, then beat USA and Russia in the past. I don't know about all that. I just know that it is what it is at this point. We've put enough in, and now it's time to go. All right. So when y'all hear people talking, just listen. Take it from my perspective, and maybe you could interject that perspective into that conversation and give somebody a better insight from someone who's been there. All right. Unita Miller says, remember, the Afghans laid down their weapons and gave in to the Taliban. Russia left there because the Afghanistan did not want to help themselves. Check the history. They fought the Taliban. They fought the Taliban. But their fight is a different kind of fight, you see? And they're dealing with people who are vicious, to say the least, when it comes to warfare. So, and then another thing, there are too many enemies there. There are too many enemies there. You might be one of them that said, why do you think they have to fly out? Anybody who decided they were going to work with us while we were over there. So we would have what's called interpreters. We would have an interpreter that would go along with each infantry, each team that rolled out, right? And the interpreter's job, of course, was to interpret, because we don't speak their language, so they would interpret. But that interpreter is usually looked at as a snitch. And that interpreter is also from there. So he knows the streets and lanes and neighborhood and who controls what and who does what. So he's putting us on to game while he is translating for us. It's a dangerous position to be in, because we were always paranoid, like at any minute, this might set us up. But at the same time, he's leading us so far and giving us so much. We've discovered so much because of his intel. Why do you think when the US is leaving there, they have to take that interpreter and take his whole family out of there? And usually they either don't know that he's working with us, or if he is one of those that shows face and is out front, his family is already moved to someplace safe, right? The next step is to move them out the country, because no matter what, they'll be looking for them, and he will be seen as a traitor. So even an interpreter that's going to just interpret language between us, they will kill him. They will kill him. And he knows it's a dangerous job, but the payoff is to get up out of there and get his family out of there. So yes, there are people that want to leave there. There are people, you got to understand, you know, the US is seen as the land of opportunity. So these people know other Afghanis that made it to the US, and now their children are in university, and some of them done ton lawyer, doctor, this and that and the other. They're working, they're earning, they're living in nice, comfortable neighborhoods. No gunshot ain't busting around them, nothing is exploding. They're not living in fear. They're free to practice their religion, etc., etc. And they're like, damn, I want that. So there are people that want that there. There are people that want that there, but it ain't our job. It's not our job. I look at it like this. When we're going to go all the way over to Afghanistan to help people, right? To help people. What about people in like Haiti? That's right next door. We didn't have to fly that far to help people. Haiti is right there. They need help, right? And they've needed help for a long time. That kind of thing. Jamaica is right there. And Jamaica need help. We've been steadily murdering over 1,000 citizens for over a decade now. 1 year we went 1,600 and something murders. And I love when people say stuff like, you always talk about Jamaica murder rate. You ever looked at Chicago murder rate? You ever looked at New York murder rate? Yeah, I did. I did. And they're hitting like 200 and something in 1 year. So when the news media says 14 people killed this weekend in Chicago from random shootings, and you're like, damn, 14 in 1 week? There won't be no more killing for a long time to come. One here, one there, one there. The end of the year, it adds up to 200 and something, 300 and something. Jamaica, landmass-wise, population-wise, matches one of these big cities, right? 1,000 and something consecutively every year. Every year. So if y'all gonna help and free some people, you got places right here that's right next door that your people oftentimes vacation in. Right next door that people oftentimes sneak into your country from. So if you really want to help a situation, help right here. Yes. And now this leads me to the Vybz Kartel interview, because now we touched on the 1,000 a year plus. Every time I speak about Vybz Kartel, you know, people are always like, SouFLo, you know, I see you as a person of reasoning, and I always thought you had sense. And I think you still have sense. The only time I think you'll just lose your mind and talk foolishness is when you start talking about cartel. The boy guilty him for stay there. And then I ask them details about the case, and they don't know. Me not care, me not care, me not know. Me just know say if you weren't following the case, detail for detail, you shouldn't be giving this kind of an opinion. Have you ever watched a show that's called, what's the show called? The show where they're freeing people, and they've turned it into a series where they're actually freeing people from behind bars. The Innocence Project. You ever watch the Innocence Project? I've watched those, right? And these are real life situations. And on the Innocence Project, I can't tell you how many times the evidence points directly to this person. And even the lawyers that are looking at it are like, well, hey, you know, I can see how they did get to pin this on you. However, they didn't go down this avenue. And this right here is what, and they work it out. But that happens after people done serve 10 years, 15 years, 25, 35 years behind bars, only to find out that it wasn't them. It wasn't them, right? So the Innocence Project is one of those. Now, on the whole Vybz Kartel thing, it's like everybody who don't like cartel is so concerned about this youth named Lizard. And I'm trying to tell you that these people don't really care. They only care when it's convenient. If it makes SouFLoTV look bad, I don't like the boy already. So me, I'm going to use this for make him look worse. See? And that's what's going on right there. So they talk about Vybz Kartel. Oh, Lizard. I said Vybz Kartel album just came out. Banging album. Yeah, I hope Lizard gets to hear it. Well, like, yes, SouFLo, you keep talking that until somebody does the same to your brother. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm one of those people who don't twist my words when I talk. I might speak in codes sometime because some things we can't just say outright, but I'm going to twist my words when I talk. I'm for justice, and I don't care how much albums you sold or how famous you are. If you really did that, and the evidence all points to you that you did that, and it is proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that this is you, you did that. Give me some DNA evidence, give me some concrete evidence, not just circumstantial evidence. Once you give me those, then I would have to just say, hey, Kartel, I'm my favorite artist, but him there was part him for that. I wouldn't have a problem saying that. But following this thing from the beginning, from his arrest moment, why he was arrested, how it turned into something else, and the whole thing all the way up to now, all the evidence included, this was a big setup from the beginning. So these people who are screaming, lizard, 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 scream those other names too, please. Because from Vybz Kartel has been locked up till today. And remember, he was scapegoated because he was blamed as the person who was rising the murder rate. From he got locked up till today, over 11,000 Jamaicans have been murdered. From he got locked up till today, over 11,000 Jamaicans have been murdered. And it's been like just over 10 years, right? We're outdoing the years in numbers. It's just like it's 30 days in a month. Jamaica is experiencing more than 30 murders per month. Yeah, over 11,000 Jamaicans murdered. So what about those? A lizard alone we want to come back. Is lizard alone we feel hot and guilty and want justice for? Listen, he gave an interview on with Lisa Evers on Channel 5. I'm not going to play the interview here because it belongs to Channel 5. And usually you play these people things, your whole video comes down for copyright infringement and all that, right? So you can go on Instagram. My Instagram was ablaze this morning when I woke up. Everybody is reposting pieces of the interview. It was a short interview, and I'm guessing they're going to break it up into pieces because part 2 is coming tonight. But Kartel spoke about, you know, she asked him, like, what are you doing? Because your situation is enough to send anybody into a depression, to be locked up for something you said you didn't do, and then you're fighting for your freedom and you're getting so much fight at the same time, all this other stuff. Yet still you remain one of those people. You keep putting out albums and they're uplifting and inspirational songs. Where do you find energy to do that, knowing what you're facing and what you're living through? She asked him to describe his cell. He described his cell as a dungeon, iron everywhere. It's like you're in a dark hole, a basement somewhere. It's dark in here, but except for they have meat in the attic. So he's in the attic, the roof part of the building. And yeah, hot up there. She asked him, so what does he do to, you know, for his mind? So in the losing mind, get depressed, whatever. He said he reads a lot of books and he writes a lot. So he's sending out a couple of notebooks every month of songs written out. That's how he free mind, free himself and all that. Making a whole lot of music. Watching movies, reading books, all that. They asked him, you know, about his situation, and he said, basically, this wasn't about me being tried for a murder. This was more about getting rid of Vybz Kartel, not Adidja Palmer, Vybz Kartel. He recalls being called to King's house as an entertainer, being called to King's house, where they were told by the leaders of the country that you guys are influencing the youths badly or in a wrong way, and you, if you don't stop, we're going to cut off all your permits. You won't get any more permit to perform any more shows out the road and all these things. This is an entertainer. No rapper is called to the White House to say, oh no, I imitate the US all the time. Okay, so yeah, I put that in there. No rapper is called to the White House to say you're influencing the children the wrong way, and if you don't stop, you won't be performing anywhere, and this and that and the other. If you look around, you will see a whole lot of rap music that speaks on all sides of the spectrum, and them say what them want to say, pretty much. Yeah, and it's looked at as entertainment. But you see, I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. Vybz Kartel's influence. Y'all have to understand influence. Influence is powerful. A time gone by, major corporations used to look to major TV stations to do an ad. Pepsi used to look to Fox News, or CNN, or one of them big brand there, right? Super Bowl weekend, something to put out their ads. You know who they look to now more than anything? Social media people that have a strong platform and have influence, because it is considered a more powerful influence. It's a grassroots influence. It's not, oh, some big splashy company coming on some multi-million-dollar station and you feel like they're gearing this towards you and forcing you. This is somebody from the ground up, right? That's speaking, and when they speak, they know that a different kind of listening goes on. So in Jamaica, and I said this a long time ago, I said in Jamaica, influence is everything. The people have to be churchical. The people have to be majority Christian. The people have to vote either JLP or PNP. The people can't call for an independent party. Them can't say we're tired of JLP or PNP, we now vote no more. Anytime you start talk that talk, because that is how it's set up, and that's how they want it to remain. You understand? So on top of that, church and Cartel come out and talk about, man, a Christian. In the country that has more churches per square mile than any other church in the world, in the Guinness Book of World Record, Christian church, you with your big platform, I come tell the people about go the other way, not Christianity. And hey, stop talk, shut up, come here, boy. What y'all do? The church in Jamaica is an entity within itself. Okay, them have top leaders that oversees everything, and they are mixed in with government, and it's all about influence and power. So anytime you start tapping into one or the other of those, you are going to start to run into problems. I said that before, and he ran into a lot of problems because he was bucking at the system. You understand? It took them a while to figure it out, though. Underneath, we gotta read that man a book, you know. It took them a while to figure it out because he masked it. He explained it. He masked it in a way that my grandmother used to mask giving me Cersei or cod liver oil or something. I tried to give my kids the same thing. No lie. Tafari, my oldest son, he was at the head of the dining table at the house. I said, today everybody I get washed out because y'all too young to be spending so much time in the bathroom. It seemed like you bum up on them kind of thing. That, all right, me mix up my concoction, give it to him. The kid projectile vomited across the table. I'll vomit in his little brother's them breakfast and everything. And I was pissed off at first. But then I was like, you know what, get up. Go clean up yourself and clean this up, please. Because it made me now feel like no one vomit. I went back to Jamaica, I asked my grandmother, Grandma, so how come you used to give us that stuff all the time and we used to take it like the cod liver oil and we used to drink Cersei? Cersei me I drink right now. And we used to drink Cersei every night and all this. You know what my grandmother said? She said, I never give it to you straight like that, baby. I used to put sugar in it or sweeten it with some honey or something. I'm going to say, oh, because I thought sugar in it or honey in it would not make it good anymore. So I gave it to my kids raw. And none of them could swallow it. Here is how Cartel tricked them. Bleach out face. That's what they wanted to see. Look on them, unconscious as hell, bleaching away their melanin. You know what I'm saying? Encourage the girl them to do all kind of something. Come out as sexual as you want to be. Woman's liberation. Do it. Fling out. Dash out. You have 20 man. If you want 20 man, I will be 21. You understand? And all these kind of things. People that were devalued them, give them value. Made some of them feel like said the dirty things they were doing were okay, and they like that. They like when you do that. They like when you mislead them. Oh, yes, he's misleading his people. I love that. Give him the platform. Put him on 20 interview. Bring him up a big station, so and so. Yeah? Okay. In all that was going on, he was sneaking in. Where's the love for the black child? He was sneaking in black man land. He was, oh, Mr. Babylon, where you get that system you're from? You know that song there? Bulldoze down poor people land. And the government don't give a damn, no way. And him talk about Matalan and all the other ones where them come in with and get so much land. And listen to his songs. Listen to his songs. The one them that now talk about skin out. And when they got wind of what was going on, they were like, oh, hold up, wait. The boy now deal with no skin out and bleach nothing. I diss him over here though. See that we catch it. Him says scamming his reparations. Go for him. Wait. Him tell them said don't vote JLP or PMP again. Nobody no vote. We can't have that. We need the younger generation to believe in the system that we have in place. If they don't, then we have a problem. Our system will crumble. When that big church leader come out and talk about how if we had not put Vybz Kartel in prison, then it's safe to say that we would not have a school system today. You know, so Kartel make song and tell girls, say, leave big woman something alone. If you're above certain age, then you do what you want to do. But in the meantime, go to school and take your book. And when you're on the bus, not take man, take book. A long time Kartel teach like that, you know. And he's telling people how to start business and how to be an entrepreneur and how to get up and go for what you want and how to not sit around and be lazy and pickpocket broke house boy and boy we are rob innocent people where work hard for them money, them people that are dead and all these things. He put all that is in his music. All that is in his music. But they did not want that man out here with the influence that he had. Watch Belize. Watch Shine. Shine left the US, a shooter that did 10 years behind some puffy stuff, got deported to Belize as a deportee. Few days ago, 12 years later, arrives back in the USA on US soil as the leader of his damn country. So if you think that some of these entertainers aren't intelligent, and you look at a person like Vybz Kartel, and if you think for a second, the man that are well calculated and intelligent, and these are the ones they go for, because everybody has to be dumbed down and going with the system, lamb to a slaughter. And if you're not a lamb to a slaughter and you have some level of intelligence, then they're coming for you. All right, because you might influence others. We don't want the ghetto on top of the hill. We want to sit up here and look down at them. So why are you giving them a blueprint that does not go our way to reach up here? So come live next door to me and turn me big mansion neighborhood in a Bugoyaga community. We don't want them up here. You understand? So it is with that. Now, if Vybz Kartel had actually ran for office in Jamaica on any political spectrum, him would have win. I mean, I ask you, I'm telling you, say he would win. That is one of their biggest fears. He would win. Now, when you look at Shine, you're looking at somebody that, as a regular person, just an entertainer, he couldn't come back into the US. He was deported, right? And he was deported for a violent crime that involved a firearm shooting, and people did get hurt. A diplomatic passport, this depends on now. More powerful than ever before, you know. So there's certain access, there's certain doors. They don't want certain types of people to access. Yes? And Kartel is one of them. He is one of them. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you that if he ran for political power, he would get it. And that is dangerous to a lot of people. Not dangerous to me, but it's dangerous for a lot of people. You understand? Breaking down the establishment. Thank you, Jen Jones. And you're not allowed to do that. A lot of work was put into putting the establishment, how the establishment is. It took me a while on SouFLoTV, come on, you know, all the time, this murder happened, that murder happened. Jesus Christ, Jamaica, we have to do better than this. We can't keep going like this. We're going to be extinct soon. Come on, man. They're taking over the island. You know, see the whole of Jamaica for sale. Foreigners are moving in and taking up citizenship and having their children there, while us are getting older and fading out. Not how we run, we're gonna foreign because 1,000+ murders a year and more. 82-year-old woman the other day, rape her, cut her throat, leave her outside, legs spread wide open, undressed from the waist down. The neighbors passing and said, "Me just pass our yard." Me see her out there wash clothes and hang them on the line. She under the mango tree, so she had to take a rest. I said, all right, Mr. So me soon come back. And I said, me I look for heal her when me I come back. I said, the lady spread out under the tree, beer blood around her. Like, if y'all understand what's going on, man, if y'all understand what's going on, and remember that I said, a wise man said, the more, it was KRS-One actually, I heard that said it, but he said a wise man said, the more you know is the less you will speak. And I used to be one of them people that say, I can't wait to find the truth so I can tell everybody. But over the years, the more I've done SouFLoTV, and the more I've been able to read and research and talk to people and research and discover, is when I started learning how to speak in codes sometimes and how to act like I'm a dummy sometimes. Don't know what's going on, never heard of it. Tell me about it, because I don't know, kind of thing sometimes. So that rings very true. There's a lot of work that was put into how things are going. Them want it just like that. And I remember somebody said that to me. SouFLo, y'all do a good job, brother. But let me tell you something. The way our Jamaica is going, somebody wants it like that. All that is by design. And all the talk y'all talk, and I know you mean well, don't take it as no disrespect, but all the talk y'all talk is not going to change a thing. And it's not going to change a thing because a lot of work went into putting things that way, and a lot of work is going on behind the scenes into keeping things that way. Remember, me tell you, and while me at it, I'm going to tell you this too, be careful, all right? Because when time you go against what them put up, then always problems come. But go on do your thing, my brother. Manners and respect, and Mr. Manners and respect, fam. Stuff like that stick in my brain, you know. Stuff like that sticks in my brain. So after a while, you're like, do I really want to keep talking about all these killings? Because it really looked like somebody wants it to be that way, right? So he did his interview last night on Fox 5. This is his first interview in over 10 years. And of course, it wasn't a Jamaican entity that wanted to do the interview. You would think the biggest artist in your country, you want to do an interview with him, right? A foreign entity came in and got the interview. And he didn't say much. He didn't say much. He just basically spoke about his conditions in which he's living in, and he spoke about his mindset, where he's at. You know, him have a strong mind. He said they asked him about his health, because you know him have issues with his health, and he said he was sick for many years, but right now he's more focused on going home and he's healing. And I've seen some new pictures of him, and you know, in one of the pictures I was saying to myself, oh, the man's face looks swell up. Maybe, you know, his issues are acting up again. And of course, you're not going to get the best medical care behind bars, especially this is not America. You're talking about Jamaica here. When man a do in a appeal and them slide it go a door, and man a light something and push tissue up in them nose, and man want fight you. If you do at the wrong time in there, you get your head bust. That's what I've been told, right? So you have to hold it till it's due the time. And every man take them turn. And you can imagine what the bucket look like, because man a hit and miss. And big fight are gone. Because you stink up the cell and the whole way have to stay in here. And these kind of things. So it's not like it's different. It's different. See, and he's talking about the conditions he's surviving under and where his mindset is at. He didn't really say nothing out of the way. So tune into that. The second part is supposed to happen today. And hopefully the second part will be longer and more revealing. But I'm telling you, the biggest setup I've ever seen in my lifetime was Vybz Kartel's imprisonment, along with the guys that went in with him. See? Now, shout out to Lizard's parents and family members and all that, because people always are talk about, oh, nobody ever talks about the victim. We talk about not only Lizard if he's missing, we don't know what happened to him though. That's the thing. So I can't say he was murdered. There was no evidence given that he was murdered. The one place I thought they could have got evidence from, the house was burnt down and then the house was bulldozed, mashed out to rubbles. That means no forensic team could go in there and say, well, you said he was beaten with a pickaxe and a pickaxe stick. Okay, he was bludgeoned to death. This is what they said in his record, in the court papers. Now, a murder like that, and throat slashed and then cut into pieces, and a murder like that would leave some form of evidence somewhere. But they went above and beyond to make sure nobody could go in there to get, and they knew he was going to appeal it because he struck an appeal. Or he expressed that they were going to appeal it the minute he was convicted, and they still went, bulldoze down the house, crush out the rubbles, dash it away. If you think that man was so guilty, and you tell me somebody was murdered in here, bludgeoned to death, dismembered, throat cut, there should be blood somewhere. There should be blood somewhere. And if I send a good forensic team in there, I'm guaranteeing you they're going to find something. Now, if they went in there, let me tell you, if they went in there, left the house up, go in there, put a forensic team in there, then come give me DNA evidence. Yes, we found his blood in the over here and under this carpet right here, and a little one on this couch right here. We took it to the lab, we tested it. It is 100%. We're absolutely sure that this is the individual, and what we say took place here is what took place here. Nothing. That didn't come out. That's what I was waiting for. That is what I call concrete evidence. And when you come with concrete evidence, dash them to Ross away. If I that you do, me not support nobody that murder people for nothing. You understand? So there was no concrete evidence, first of all. Last but not least, before we move on to the other topic, there was an expert that was flown into the country. The expert is non-bipartisan. That means him not have no fat fry on either side. Okay? The expert came in. Finally, Vybz Kartel's team is given the go-ahead to have evidence that was used against him to convict him inspected. Draw bricks. Go read Jamaica's constitution as it pertains to that. In Jamaica, if you are being accused of, arrested for, tried for, etc., you, the person, has all rights. It is your constitutional right. If they say SouFLo used a black phone, that same black phone he always carries around, it have one little kickstand on the back, that phone, he used that same phone to blah, blah, blah. I have the right to say, bring the phone. Because you can't just show up in court and say, we have it in our possession, and this is what we're going to use against you. Your team has the right to say, give us that phone. Okay, okay, put it in front of you then. Let us inspect it. Let us have our team of experts inspect it. Because you guys obviously are working against us, right? You're the prosecution. Your job is to prosecute, to win a case, to win a guilty. Our job is to show that our client didn't do this, or the evidence that you have does not match up. They were given a fight all these years. They had not been able to access it. Finally, they were able to access it now, since the something gone appeal in England to the Privy Council. Orders came down, constitutional right violation, give them the phone. They got the phone, flew in an expert. The expert found that, yes, there was tampering with the phone right when he was arrested. Not only that, there was ongoing tampering with the phone. Not only that, there was some other things that are going on with the phone, which will come out later. And all those were going on while the phone was not in his possession and he was incarcerated. Those who don't listen to those, that's nothing that I can make up. I'm following evidence, and that's all I do. Had the expert flown in and said, no, the phone has never been tampered with, blah, 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 I would have said, hey, evidence. They found that the expert flew in, found out it wasn't tampered with. That's it. You understand? I'm not too big to admit. I saw it go. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And some of we have an issue with being told we're wrong. One quick one before I move to the next one. You contact me on Instagram yesterday. For those of you who follow me, you might have seen it. Back and forth, back and forth. I don't know if you remember, I did a video a while back about this youth that tattooed 666 on him forehead in Jamaica, right? Bleach out him skin, tattoo 666 on him forehead. Yesterday when he showed up on my Instagram, he is as dark as this right here. See him? And he must say, yo, SouFLo, you remember me? All the bad stuff you talk about me a couple of years ago, blah, blah, blah. It never broke me down. It never stopped me. I'm still going on this and that. I say, I don't know you. But here what? I hear me now. But told him the bleach out back then, now that he's talking to me a few years later, I'm talking to a whole different person. Oh, yeah, try to play smart. You act like you don't remember me. Well, he sent me my video with the picture of him in it. And I'm like, and so I said, this is somebody totally different. That person here light skin, you dark skin. That person here don't look like you. But anyways, go back to what I said back then. Yeah, yo, Benjamin, it wasn't the same person, but it was. I said, go back and listen to what I said. The brother send what I said. I'm not here to tear down people. I'm not here to, I firmly believe if you're digging a grave, dig two. Me not tear down people. Morning, babe. Shakira Sphere. Shakira Sphere is wifey. She's here. Heal up wifey for me. Listen, I said go back and the man send me the video. So you're going like, you don't remember me. Hey, see what you say here? This is me in the video. Listen what I said. I said, tell me now, in a country like Jamaica that has the most churches per square mile, we're in the world record book, Guinness World Record book for that. A very churchical nation this is. Do you really think that tattooing a big old, I don't know, like a little and tiny, you know, you think that tattooing big old 666 on your forehead is a good career move? You're not going nowhere with that. Not in Jamaica. Isn't that what's called honest opinion? Eh? Years later, I know the man bitter. All the bad things you talk about me back then, it never held me down. It never, Mr. Brother, I better you ask me for your promotion. I better you ask me how we can work together or something. Because I'm telling you, I hope you have people around you, a good manager or something, or somebody, a brother, a sister, a good friend, your granny. If your granny was like my granny, you would have never done that. You would have never. If matter of fact, if your family was like my family, you would have never done that. Because every one of them would have told you, yeah, the foolishness. And you're not going nowhere. So a lot of us mistake honesty for, although you know Jamaicans stay already, when them are gonna be honest, a disrespect will come somewhere because a lot of them don't know how to give constructive criticism. You know? All of that just look like fuck, dog. I don't know what y'all do. And they call that constructive criticism. After you don't put your heart into it, you're like, oh, that's rough. Like you could have said it the next way. You know, like I don't like it. But you never have to say the whole like that friend. That's Jamaican, raw talk. See? So I'm trying to tell the brother, look out for the young brother and try to tell him that putting 666 by your rotted forehead is going to blight you and you're sealing off yourself, bro. Years later, the man still bitter. And now him contact me. I'm making it as an underground dancer and doing this and an upcoming artist. And I have work coming out next month. And all the negative you said against me did not hold me down. I wasn't trying to hold you down. I was trying to be honest with you. But anyhow, maybe it's a fake tattoo like the eyeball tattoo. Maybe it was, but if he put it there, that means he was thinking about it. And it's not my job to say if it's fake or real. He's passing it off as it's real, so I'm taking it as it's real, and I'm telling him that it not gonna know it. It's not making no sense. See? Now, with that said, that whining you hear, that's Kai. That boy won't leave me alone, but it's cool. I'm enjoying it. So I'm in the work area, but this is where he decided to sleep and then just a wake up. All right. One of my subscribers said, SouFlo, don't feel no way about Kai being in the background. What you're actually doing is you're leading by example, and you're actually showing other guys how to, you know, multitask and tend to your kids at the same time while doing something productive and progressive, so on and so forth. So big up to y'all for that. Yeah, Burton Fraser, him said underground dancer. I look through his profile. I mean, I just jump on people thing, you know. I look through his profile, I see, I be a separation, I say, I see no progress, I don't see no. But hey, you know, you come from separation and you make it somewhere once you start changing this. Your freaking mindset has to change. Your mindset got to change. Wake up every day and do the same thing and you expect different result. Not going to happen. In order to achieve something different, you're going to have to do something different. You understand? In order to achieve, somebody needs to hear this morning, because someone out there do the same thing every day for a long time now and it's not working, and you cuss God, you cuss mankind, you cuss animal, you cuss food, you cuss picnic, you cuss everybody, and you're not seeing that you need to change gear mentally. Change gears mentally. That brother did not change gear mentally at all. I'm still upon the same thing. So more power to him, man. I don't hold down people. I've promoted stuff before that I thought was distasteful. Honestly, when y'all send music and all that, come give me as a SouFlo, promote this for me, or a business or whatever. I run it by the wifey. And sometimes it's one big, we all drop out a chair and laugh. Like, no, this, he really feels that this guy. You know what? May I promote it anyway. Because he's put so much into it and he really believes that this is his best he's putting out. So I'm going to use my platform and help a brother out if I can. The audience is going to be honest with you. So don't get mad at me when you, when you look in the comment section, because my audience, there's a lot of people in my audience that are brutally honest, right? Even against me. So don't go looking in the comment section to just see all, oh, it's wonderful and things are great and you're going somewhere, the next big this and that. No, look for that. Look for them to tell you all kind of things that's going to break your heart and your spirit. Because I honestly want to tell you Tusa is rubbish. But how can I tell you your stuff is rubbish when you come to me and say, yo, SouFlo, that thing you're banging up. I tell you, I'm my best work this so far. Promote it for me. You see? Peace, love, and investments. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you. You know what I said? Burton Fraser said he driving automatic, waiting for life to change it for him. And enough people are live so just upon cruise control. Anywhere them lick up, that's how them lick up. Anywhere the way the breeze blow them, that's where they go. And you know, you have to focus in life and you have to change your mindset. I seen a lady say something like this. She said, oh, you know, a lot of people I'll be around, they'd be like, well, that's me. And I'm staying that way. And I've always, you know, them do the neck thing. And I'm all, damn, I think my hoodie make my neck look like even more. But this is me and this is how I do stuff. And I've always been that way. I'm going to stay that way. And she goes, really? Okay. But how's it really working out for you, though? You know, you always being that way and always staying that way, and you're committing yourself to always being that way. How's that working out for you? It's working out good? No? Okay. I realized that me doing that and being that wasn't getting me nowhere. So I made changes. And when I made changes, I started seeing positive things happen in my life. And I made more changes and I saw more positive. I was on the wrong path. I got to change. And I started making more positive changes and seeing more positive results in my life. So you hold on to that. I mean this, I'm not gonna stay that way, and this is how I am, and if you don't like how I am, okay, well, you all that you and turn right, that's how with it, right? Others will see you 10, 15, 20 years down the road, and you will look at them and see how far you are left behind in progress. Life short enough. Live shot. All right. My next topic now. I didn't do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm experiencing some difficulties, man, in my life. A loss in my life. I don't want to talk about it yet, but just know, sir, we go through real things. Yes, we go through real things. So, with that said, this whole Corona thing, no mask mandates. I tell you, Americans are so spoiled. Americans are so friggin' spoiled. It's like so much privilege here, you know? The loss that I'm experiencing, I'll explain it. I'll explain it at a later date in detail. It's a huge loss for me, and I'm not ready to like face it yet. I'll face it when it's time for me to face it, and then we'll talk about it after. All right. So in Florida, mask mandates. People in Florida do not have to wear a mask if they don't want to. So what we have now is millions of people out in public, no mask. You know where my stance is, right? I'm not telling anybody, go take the vaccine. Make sure you get it. I'm not pushing vaccine. I said, educate yourself and know that you are not the next person. I might catch COVID and it don't do anything to me and I get a light strain and my immune system is strong and I beat it. You might have underlying issues already and you catch it and it takes you out. So you have to know what's best for you and do what's best for you. With that said, if you're not going to take your vaccine, well, whether you take it or not, mask up. You're not top scientists. You guessing. You regurgitating information that's put out from many different angles. You have nothing to lose putting a damn mask on. So the kids go back to school, right? My kids go to school Monday, Tuesday, vaccine injection, whatever you want to call it, Monday melodies. You don't know what I talk already. But you're right, it's not a vaccine, and there are details on that too. That's why I said people need to do their research. My kids go back to school Monday, Tuesday. By Wednesday come quarantine. Their mom called me. Please call me, please call me. The text says, I'm like, this is like an emergency, like something wrong with one of my kids. You know, if you want me to call you right away, just mention any of my kids. I'm like on it. I don't care what me I do. I'm dropping it. So I call. The kids are on quarantine. The school ordered them to be on quarantine. That's the first way she came out. I'm like, quarantine? So what do they say? What, the kids test positive? They have, no. They go to school. My son goes to school. There's a kid in his class that wasn't feeling too well. The kid goes to sick call. You know them do already. The child gets tested. The child tests positive for COVID. Everybody else in the class now is ordered to return home and go under a certain amount of days of quarantine. See? I'm saying to myself, how long can they sustain this? Because you have people out in the streets marching in Florida that it should be our decision. It should be our decision. We don't want mandatory masking. It is our decision if we want our kids to wear a mask all day or not. Well, I'm in the South, buddy. And a lot of these people are politically driven. So those who support Trump, no matter what Biden says, they're going to go against it, even when it's for their own good. It's just like the people who never had health insurance before, and then under the Obamacare stuff, which is actually called universal health care, Obama just said, well, hey, since y'all going to call it Obamacare, I think it's something great, so stick my name to it then. But it's the universal health care plan. Them never have insurance before. Suddenly them have new teeth. Suddenly they have pre-existing conditions being taken care of. And guess what? It's all under Obama. But guess what? They hate the daylights out of Obama. So they will still vote against him. They will enjoy all the benefits that came with the stuff that he championed to put in place and all that. So what's going on with the mask right now in Florida is, though, that's that same sentiment that's coming out. These people are telling their kids that it's not real. It's not happening. It's a hoax. It's made up. Don't wear no damn mask when you're in school. Matter of fact, don't even bring a mask to school. So you have some kids in school that have their masks, they wear them all day, and then you have others that don't have their masks, and their parents won't let them wear it. And I believe that everybody should be wearing a mask. So now we're stuck between, are they going to do this like every week? Soon as the kids go back to school, and my son just started football too. It was supposed to be his first day of football practice this Monday. And we spent up all this money. The boy he wears size 15 in shoes for football cleats. The boy is 13 years old. He wears size 14 in a regular shoes. $145 for his football shoes. $145 US for his football shoes. Then we had to pay his fees and all this other stuff. And then boom, first day he can't make it. He's on quarantine. How are we going to sustain this? What, you're going to bring them back to school and then somebody else tests sick and then send them home again for another week of quarantine and then bring them back and somebody else? So they're in school like 1 day, 2 day, miss a whole week and a half, come back 1 day, 2 days. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And these people, Americans and their freedoms, yo, me have to laugh. American and their freedoms, they're fighting to not have mandates on wearing a mask. It's crazy. It's crazy. So right now we have the kids going back to school and all that, and it's just a madness. Which leads me to this, our last topic for the morning. 200 and something thousand doses of Pfizer vaccine just accepted in Jamaica. And Dr. Christopher Tufton said on this one, this batch is, he will make sure that children and young adults, teenagers, are the main recipients of these 200 plus thousand doses of the vaccine. In the meantime, they're sitting there actually planning what's called no movement weekend. That means the island should go still. Nothing opens up for the whole weekend. Everybody turn at them yard for the whole weekend. So the lockdown has gone from curfew time, release it, let them go enjoy themselves till midnight. No, too much joy, bring it back after all the big parties. Dream weekend, keep thousands of people fly into the country. You know, nobody wearing a mask, everybody catching, spitting on each other, sharing drinks and mouthwater and all these things. And now they're going back to, bring them back to 8 o'clock. No, bring them back to 6 o'clock now. Now we're locking back down, and now we're thinking about no movement weekends. What I want to ask my audience is this, because they are working on the vaccine for younger, and I have children, right? So I'm just feeling the audience. If you have children, or if you don't have children, you can still answer. Pretend you have children. Would your children be getting this? Would you be putting your children at the front of the line for this? Is a yes or no, and why? Queen and Princess Channel says no. Straight cheese, big up yourself. Straight cheese says, and even when it is all over, I'm still not sending my children out without a mask. Exactly. Do you know that people in Asia, especially China, Japan, these places, I think it's China, they've been wearing masks for years. And I always used to see them in public in masks, and I was like, damn, the air where they live must be so bad. But they've been wearing masks. It's a part of their daily routine for years, way before this whole COVID corona thing. So no for that one. Galaxy says, only reason why I'm going to take the job is just because I'm tired of wearing a mask at work. And that's the reason you're going to take it, because you're tired, not because you think it's going to benefit you, that like if you actually catch COVID, you won't die from it. You're going to take it just because you're tired of wearing the mask. New York right now is mask wearing is mandated, I think. I know in the healthcare profession and other government jobs, you are required to take it. Your other option is you have to get tested weekly and you have to remain masked up. There are a lot of people that have opted to test weekly and mask up, and they're not taking it. If you're gonna take it just because you're tired of wearing the mask, listen, I'm gonna wear the mask there, and by the time I get from aisle 1 to aisle 12 and I want super Walmart, me under the mask. Maybe it's because I walk fast. I walk fast. I'm the kind of person that I think about what I want in the store before I go in the store. I visualize where it's at. So I shop at familiar stores. So I go straight to aisle 12, boom, get that. Go straight to aisle 4, boom, get that. Straight to the register, out the store. Me not in the lollygagging. Let me see what's nice in here today. Not on this aisle. I'm over on the other aisle. Remove my mask a little bit. Let it fall below my nose. I'm not one of those people. My mask is on tight and I'm moving fast. Sometimes I have to stop on. Woo! Hope people do this one. So for whatever reason you decide to take your jab, I probably understand. But Monday Melody says no, no, no. Queen and Princess Channel says no. B. Davis says, big up yourself, B. Davis. Long time, brethren. Jen Jones says, I'm not giving my children anything. Darlene Walter Riley says no. Mrs. Nia, shout out Mrs. Nia, says no. Prillies says, Prillies123 says no. Graham, hell no. No, no. Gaza D, no. A beer no in here. I'm waiting to hear who is going to say yes. My children first in line. I'm waiting to see it. And I'm not telling nobody not to put your children first in line. Y'all understand me? I don't want nobody call me name and say, SouFLoTV is running an anti-vaccine campaign. I'm not. I am not. And let me state that again. I am not. I tell people, educate yourself and go get what's best for you. All right? Some people feel like, hey, I have to. I applaud them. Those who feel like they don't, I ask them why. Because I want to educate myself as well. They might know something I don't know. See? I hate the mask with my glasses. Are your glasses fog up, right? Yo, I put on my glasses, right? Where's my mask at? I don't have a mask near me. But I put on my glasses. Remember, I know I don't wear glasses, but I like them because sometimes, let me let you in on a little secret. So sometimes I'm on a big spliff, right? And, you know, my eye them red up. And I feel like, damn, I got to go to the grocery store. So I put on the mask. So in case I meet somebody and them say, SouFLo, you know, yo, what family? Without go over and be like, yo, what go family? And they're like, SouFLo, you're red out, man. You know? So I put on my glasses. I reach at the store now and put on my mask. By the time I put on my mask, I can't see nothing. And you breathe up and the whole mask just, and I'm like, where am I at? Oh, aisle 4. All right. And by the time you hold your breath, try breathe lightly while moving fast. Don't work. By the time you reach up, draw the mask, the eyeglasses out a little bit, so get some air, put it back. Take 4 more steps. Whoosh. Mask up again. Can't see where y'all go again. So yes, I understand. For those of you who wear glasses and that mask, it just don't work. There's so many reasons to just, man. But if you're ready to roll up your sleeve and take it just because of that, then hey, and some I don't know, you can't take off on the glasses neither, cause you'll be out there petting a porcupine thinking it's a cat. Ooh, nice little kitty, because you can't say a thing. Not true? So the mask is made of polyfiber fiberglass and contains, I don't know what y'all talk about. My mask is not made of any polyfiber and contains any fiber to anything. Hey man, people are gonna believe what they want to. I'm sure there are masks out there that are made of that. Just don't get those. But there are other effective masks out there that are made of cotton, and they don't have no fiberglass and polyfiber and all that. Come on, at 2021, man, stop. It's 2021. Matter of fact, we're in the late quarter of 2021. Okay, we are got to the end of the year now, so stop it. We're living in the age of information. Get yourself informed. Stop. That's what I'm telling you. This whole regurgitating of, and people are afraid. People are afraid. I'm afraid because I have kids and my kids are off to school. And but the funny thing is, all summer my daughter had dance, my son had karate. Nika does ballet, tap, and jazz dance, and Kosi was doing karate whole summer. Nobody got sick or nothing. But I think I think they all had it already because it's right before the big announcement of the arrival of COVID. Kosi, Neka, and their mom all got knocked out to where they ended up at the hospital. Kosi even got put on 2 inhalers, one steroid and one something other, because he couldn't breathe. And I remember the kids saying, I can't breathe, Dad. And I'm like, Kosi, get your big ass up. And that's because that's how I am sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, pull yourself together, man. You know? He's like, I can't. And he's laying there. And when my spit up is some thick yellow mucus, like, and she was like, I can't bring the kids around you. I was advised not to bring them around you. So they weren't even coming to the house. And when I went to their house, I had to go outside. They live with their mom. They don't live far from us. So, you know, between houses. And I go there yesterday. Wifey cooked soup and everything because that's what they requested. And she cooked it and I brought it over there and I had to meet them outside. And to see all of them en masse come outside to meet me because of what just went down at their school, it's weird. So I'm fearful. I'm never fearful for myself. I'm fearful for my children more than anything. Because you know how it goes as a parent already. Once your children them sick in a man, your whole world change, you know. You might be able to like draw a foot and say, all right, get up yourself and, you know, do something. But when you see your babies them like really sick, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. Nothing falls into place for you after that until you get them well again. So I'm very concerned about that right now, not only for my kids, but for other people who have children, right? So that's where we at. Them vaccine that were just reached Jamaica. The amount of no that I see in here. The question was, will your kids or would your kids be taking them? Because what they're doing right now is they are seeking approval from approving bodies. I don't want to say the wrong name, FDA, Food Drug Administration, or CDC, Center for Disease Control. One of them that they're seeking approval to have the vaccines administered to lower. I heard one entity talking about teenagers, and then they got the approval, which is Pfizer. Pfizer got the approval to 12 and above, 12 years old and above, to get their vaccine. They're also seeking it, AstraZeneca is called, or whatever. They're also seeking to have infants vaccinated. So the goal is to get everybody vaccinated. If we vaccinate the whole population, this thing will go away. So it's been approved for children. Papa, come here. Come this way. He all the way up. Come, daddy. Come, daddy. Can't turn fool when him wake up enough. Him and his big brother. If you wake them up, yeah, and the monkey was jumping over the tree and fall down, hurt himself, and you're like, what are you talking about? Hey, wake up. So this guy just him wake up, jump off the bed, ran to the door, ran back to the bed, and lay back down in the bed. But that's Kai. SouFLo, great morning. Lulu Ridge's thoughts. Sorry for the pain that you are going through. Stay blessed and strong. Gotta go get on the train for work. Bless up, everyone. All right, Lulu, bless up, and I appreciate you greatly, and thank you so much, man. I missed y'all, man. It was hard not doing the show Monday, Tuesday. And you know, every time I don't do this morning thoughts, it's on my mind all day because people are contacting me. But not only that, this is where we come talk, right? This is where we come talk and check in on each other. I see people here that's been coming here that start checking in with each other. Good to see you again. How you been? That kind of stuff. It's a family thing, right? Monday Melodies, I appreciate you, man. I miss y'all too. So I had to do it this morning. I told wifey yesterday evening, I said, man, I don't care how I'm feeling. I got to do morning thoughts this morning. And I want to do it Thursday and Friday, because, you know, it's the end of the week already. And I didn't give them Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But people, let me close this video up by saying this. So we covered Vybz Kartel's new interview, his first interview in 10 years. And the second part to that on Channel 5, Fox News, is going to be today. Shout out to JA Radio TV. JA Radio TV is who actually put me onto it first. So go check JA Radio TV on YouTube, and you could get more on that if you're not sure where to find Fox 5 News. We talked about the mask mandates, and my kids are now on quarantine, and I do believe that masks should be mandatory. If you are going out in public right now and you're going into crowds and you're not wearing a mask, then you're in the army, we'll say a cunt's hair shy of stupid. Okay, that's how I see it. This is not me asking you to put anything in your body. This is me telling you, or that my opinion is that you should cover up, because you have nothing to lose if you cover up. DMAC says, why mandatory? Mandatory because my children go to school. Now I'm speaking of my children being in school, and I'm speaking of buildings where people gather in numbers, not outside in the open. I'm not going to be at the beach in mask. Fortunately for me, I live in a place where there are some nice beaches here, and you know, one side of the beach crowded, but the beach stretches long, and we always are able to find a good piece of real estate at the beach for ourselves, where we're not around anybody, not in close proximity, got some good strong sun shining down on us, and some sea breeze, a lick you, and these kind of things. But why mandatory? Because people are careless, and people are selfish, and people will actually know that they are positive and still come in public with it. You're depending on unruly people to say, oh, I test positive, so I'm going to lock myself in. They're not going to do it. They're going to show up everywhere you show up. You want to go to a restaurant, go eat? Hatchum, cross the table, that's all. Yeah, COVID's coming your way. You want to go sit in the movie theater, watch some movies? Hatchum, COVID's coming your way. People in there know they have it. That is why mandatory. People are sending their kids to school knowing damn well that the kid has it. Oh, you're young, your immune system will Biden, whatever he's talking about. Trump, back in power, that's who we want. Go to school without your mask, Jimmy. And Jimmy is there, action in class all day, and my son's sitting right next to him. Right? So in these controlled environments, my son doesn't have the right in school to get up and go wherever he wants to go. You know, school is set with rules, regulations, laws. You sit here, that's your desk. Jimmy sits there, that's his desk, blah, blah, blah. Well, everybody needs to cover up then. And I'm going to say it again. If you're out in public and you're going to crowded places and you're not masking up, then you kind of slow. You have nothing to, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Tell me. Other than you being rebellious and saying, I'm not wearing masks because they're telling me to wear a mask. What do you have to lose? Well, here what? Me have my life to lose. Me have my health. And I'm not top scientist, so I'm not going to sit around acting like I have all the details to this. I know it's something that's airborne. I'm putting a damn mask on. It's that simple. It's that simple. Right? We talked about U.S. leaving Afghanistan, and we talked about the 200 and something thousand doses of Pfizer that just came into the country. And Dr. Christopher Tufton is saying that that is going to be geared specifically or mostly towards who will have priority will be children and teenagers. So here we are this morning, and I'll close this video out this morning by saying this. Life gets difficult sometimes, right? And difficulty hits everybody. Right? That's why it's not good to, don't go on like you're better than nobody. We're all humans. We're all going through it, and we're all going to be affected at one point or another in life. As long as you're there, live life. See? So I'm on that kind of a mind frame where, you know, going through some things, but working through some things. See? And you should do the same. Go through your thing, work through your thing. Don't think you're better than anybody else. You're only human, and you need a shoulder to cry on sometimes too. You need somebody to talk to sometimes too, and all that, right? And we all are connected. That's it. We all are connected. You uplift me, I uplift you. I try at least to uplift you and empower you, And you do the same for me by showing up. And you show up when I need you the most. So shout out to my audience for that, for showing up when I need you the most. You don't even know it sometimes, but you show up when I need you the most. So shout out to every one of you for that, man. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. All right. Have a wonderful day. Wifey is here. Wifey says, vaccine is not a cure. You can catch COVID while being vaccinated. Wear your mask. There you have it. All right. Peace and love, people. And I'll see you tomorrow for sure. God spare my life right here on SouFLoTV. All right. One love. Peace.